discovering their bodies and secretly experimenting on them.
Code Blue, room 305.
Scientists took revenge on the aliens. But the experiments backfired and revealed some truly terrifying truths. So tag along to know the consequences of NASA's research that shocked the whole world. Scientist's secret. This video was shared online by an unknown source on social sites, leaving viewers puzzled. An alien can be seen clearly lying on a stretcher, with some people observing it. They might be scientists who had secretly kept it there for experiments. People have different opinions about this. Some believe that agencies are in contact with aliens and are actually examining them. Others believe that NASA caught it from space, and now scientists are performing different experiments on it. But one important thing is that this video looks quite old. So whatever happened, it probably took a long time to reach us. We may never know if something like this is still happening or not. Secret lab move. A tourist secretly entered a scientist's lab in Portugal, where he found something that completely changed his beliefs. In front of him was a stasis tube, inside which an alien was kept. It was unclear if it was alive, but its condition didn't look good. I don't know if he noticed the dates written on the tube, but it was written in Portuguese that it had been kept there since 1978, which was surprisingly a long time ago. He didn't feel safe there, so he didn't stay for long and quickly left, which I would say was the right decision. Hidden alien. In a small town in Texas, a man heard strange noises from his yard in the middle of the night. Out of curiosity, when he went to check, at first he didn't see anything unusual, but then suddenly, something appeared that scared him badly. Behind the bushes was an alien that watched him for a few seconds, and then it disappeared from there. The man had no idea how or why it ended up here. He checked around, but he couldn't find any more clues about the alien. It seemed like it had come here to stay hidden from everyone, but after being seen, it went out searching for another place to hide. Most important interview. What I'm about to show you might be hard for you to believe. A news reporter, while researching aliens, ended up in a lab where he believed they often visit. This lab was in an abandoned town in Brazil, and his guess turned out to be correct. An alien was present there. He confidently spoke to it in his local language without fear, and surprisingly, the alien understood it. He asked some questions about Earth, the universe, and God, and what it told him in response, which unfortunately was not clear. But it sure was something strange, because the alien was a time traveler from the future. As soon as the interview ended, it disappeared and was never seen again, possibly traveling somewhere else in time. Creepy carcass. A group of friends went into the woods while playing hide-and-seek. When one of the friends was looking for the others, he found something completely different instead. At first, he thought it was the remains of an animal, but when he looked closely, he realized it was the body of an alien in a poor condition. He called his other friends over, and they all started observing it. They had read stories about aliens before, but seeing one in person was so unbelievable that they could hardly believe it. They didn't feel safe there, so they left the site, which I would say was the right call. Unexpected encounter. A man was going to explore the woods, but on the way, he noticed strange movements in the bushes. Out of curiosity, he went a little closer. First, a cat ran out from there, and then an alien slowly emerged from the bushes. He started observing the alien, but then suddenly, it vanished, leaving the man without any track of its next stop. I guess it wanted to hide there, but after being seen by the man, it probably went to a place where no one would find it. Unexpected discovery. A group of farmers found this near their fields. It started when one day they heard a loud sound and instantly went to check the source. Everything seemed normal, but then they noticed a part of the ground that looked like it had been dug up, as if something was hidden there. Out of curiosity, they dug up the area, and inside, they found something they never expected. A spaceship. They continued digging around, and they found more spaceships, which completely shocked them. The strange part was not only who had arrived on Earth, but also who had hidden it there and when. Aliens, time travelers, no one knows, and perhaps we will never find out. Giant UFO. A man was exploring the woods when his eyes fell on an abandoned house. He thought of resting there for a while, but when he entered, everything inside was completely opposite to what he had expected. It looked like a lab, but the real shock came when he saw a huge UFO there. He nervously approached it and, upon closer inspection, saw something written on it in a strange language. Whether this UFO belonged to an alien or if the government had secretly kept it there, no one knew. The man didn't think it was safe to stay there, so he left the site. Worst nightmare. In Mexico, a woman heard some strange noises in the middle of the night, which caused her to wake up. When she looked around, she saw nothing unusual, but as soon as her eyes fell on the window, she was terribly frightened. A gray alien was sitting there and watching her. This was a moment no one would ever want to experience alone in the middle of the night. When the woman turned on the lights, the alien disappeared and was never seen again. Camping encounter. While camping in the woods in Dallas, Texas, a man felt a strange movement around him. At first, he thought it might be a wild animal, but what was there was completely the opposite of his expectations. An alien. It seemed like it was searching for something or had lost its way. The camper kept his nerves strong and quietly continued observing it. But then, it disappeared somewhere in the woods, and the camper decided it was best to leave immediately, which I would say was the right call. Alien being examined. In a small town in Brazil, locals heard some strange noises from the woods. When they went there to check, they all were shocked to spot an alien there. They quickly informed the authorities, who took it with them. Later, they examined it in their lab, and then no one knew what happened to the alien. Some locals there believed that it was released and it returned back home, while others believe that it was in their custody and will never be released. Woods encounter. A group of friends went to explore the woods late at night. One friend hid somewhere in the woods to scare another friend. Now he started searching for his friend in worry, and then he felt some strange movement near him, which made his situation even worse. He thought it might be a wild animal, but when he pointed his flashlight towards the trees, he saw an alien. He was completely shocked to see this, and then another alien appeared. After seeing all of this, he quickly ran away and never came back. Hidden in cloud.
Like, that is the craziest I've ever seen in my life, bro.
While heading toward the woods for camping, a man noticed something unusual in the sky. At first, he thought it was just a strange form of clouds or his imagination, but when he looked closely, he was shocked. It was a spaceship hidden among the clouds, and surprisingly, no one seemed to notice it. It seemed like the aliens were observing the entire city from there, but it didn't stay for long, and the spaceship disappeared somewhere in those clouds. Maybe now it's observing everything from another place, hidden in different clouds.
So cool. What is that?
Chinese airport mystery. Do you know about the shutdown of Tianjin Airport in China on September 11th, 2024? You might have heard that it happened because of drones, but the reality is something different. Let me tell you about it. All the passengers present there didn't see anything like a drone. Instead, they saw shiny objects, which, according to them, were UFOs. The UFOs stayed there for a long time, as if some kind of communication was taking place between them and Chinese government officials. One thing was certain: aliens had made contact with China, but they wanted to keep it a secret.
一会儿一闪就没了，现在 UFO 越来越多了。
Scary encounter. In a small town in Portugal, strange noises had been coming from the woods for some time, but no one would go to investigate. But then, a brave local went there in the middle of the night and started trying to find out where the noises were coming from. At first, he didn't see anything unusual. But then suddenly, he felt a strange movement in the bushes. As soon as he shone his flashlight there, he saw a scary alien, possibly looking for something to eat. But he kept his nerves strong and didn't run away. As soon as the alien looked at him, it left and disappeared. Since that day, no one ever heard strange noises again, and all the credit goes to the brave man. Alien secret. An unknown source shared a video on social media that has puzzled every viewer. The video looks very old based on its quality, and I am unsure about what exactly is happening or where it was recorded. Despite this, people have different comments about it. Some people believe it was not an alien, but a human who was turned into this form through scientific experiments. Others think it was an alien on which scientists were performing experiments, and it might still secretly exist with some country. Capturing alien. A group of experts was conducting research on aliens in Peru, and they believed that deep in the woods, they would definitely find such a being. After a long search, they finally found what they were looking for. Yes, I'm talking about an alien. They took it with them to their lab and began examining it carefully. The alien was in a weak condition and seemed like it hadn't eaten anything for a long time. I hope no wrong experiments were performed on it, and that it was eventually released. Scary being. It would be so scary if a creepy being suddenly appeared at your window in the middle of the night, right? Something like that happened to a girl when, in the middle of the night, she heard scary voices coming from her window. She was slowly approaching the window, scared, when the scariest figure appeared, with glowing eyes and creepy teeth. It looked like some kind of human-alien hybrid. The girl was terrified, and the being kept observing her continuously. But after a while, it left, though the girl will probably remain in fear for a long time, worried it might come back. Hidden alien. A group of friends went to the woods for hunting and were setting up their gear when they felt a strange movement nearby. At first, they thought it might be a wild animal, but nothing appeared for a long time. They started checking the area carefully, and then something appeared that left them shocked. All the noise wasn't from any animal, but an alien, quietly watching them from a distance. They observed it for a while and tried to get closer to catch it, but it disappeared from there. Maybe the woods are the best place for aliens to stay on Earth. Locked alien. A group of friends were returning from a hike when they came across an abandoned house. They thought of resting there for a while, but as soon as they entered, they didn't feel good about the place. Suddenly, they saw a box there. Out of curiosity, they opened it, and what they saw left them shocked. Inside the box was an alien, no longer alive, and it was locked in nets. It seemed like it had been kept there for many years. They realized that some scientist must have secretly kept it there. Before anyone else could return, they quickly left the place and never went back again. Twin Tower mystery.
What is that?
Back in August 2001, a group of tourists were exploring New York City in a helicopter. When they went closer to the famous Twin Towers, they noticed something unusual. At first, they thought it was a bird near them, but when they looked at it closely, they realized it wasn't a bird. In fact, it was a UFO, which quickly disappeared from behind the buildings. They even tried to record it on their camera, but couldn't, because the UFO was too quick to escape. 1 month later, 9/11 occurred, and who knows, maybe this UFO was connected to the incident.
What is that?
Alien-human together. In the early 2000s, a scientist believed that he could make contact with aliens and summon them to Earth. He built some devices, and after years of struggle, he finally did what he had been trying to do. He made contact with the aliens, and one of them actually came to his lab. They had a conversation for a while, and at the end, they even shook hands, but in a slightly weird way. But only they knew the language they were speaking and exactly what was happening. Backyard alien.
I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually weird.
Late at night, scary noises from the yard and a creepy encounter. It sounds like a movie scene, right? But all of this really happened to a man in Philadelphia. He also heard strange noises in the middle of the night from his yard, and when he checked, there was no one but an alien. He was terrified as soon as he saw it, and he immediately called the authorities. But unfortunately, before the authorities arrived, the alien had already left, and no one knows where it went.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us.
Unexpected encounter. Back in 2017, a boy in Dallas, Texas suddenly lost his dog. While searching for it, he ended up in the woods late at night. He searched for it for a long time, and then suddenly he felt some strange movement in the bushes. He thought it might be his dog, but it was totally the opposite of what he expected. An alien! Surprisingly, the alien wasn't bothered at all by his presence. After staring at him for a while, it simply left and went away. This was quite shocking for the boy. He quickly left the area, and for the record, he also found his dog. Area 51. A tourist wanted to go to Area 51 and secretly managed to enter a lab there. Guess what? When he got there, he found exactly what he was expecting. Aliens. Yes, there were 2 alien bodies. One had multiple drips attached to its body, and the other was in a stasis tube. Both of them were unconscious. It is unclear whether they were forced to stay there by the scientists for experiments, or if they were receiving treatment to improve their health. Whatever it was, one thing became clear. The rumors about Area 51 were not just rumors. Camping surprise. Back in 2008, a man went camping in the woods and was looking for some wood to make a fire. But then he found something he never imagined. An alien. It was in weak condition, as if it had struggled a lot for food and passed away because it couldn't find any. The man felt that maybe other aliens would come to take it, so it was better not to stay there. He left the body there and went away, never returning to that place again. Alien operation. Scientists in Mexico had been researching aliens for a long time, and in 2023, one fine day, they received reports that an alien was in the woods. They sent a team of soldiers to capture it, and guess what? Within a short time, they managed to catch it. They knocked it unconscious, laid it on a stretcher, tied it up, and took it with them. Since that day, no one knows what happened to the alien or where it is now. Strange being. A tourist in Portugal was exploring the woods, and everything was normal. But then he noticed something unusual. He saw big red eyes in the bushes, and when he went closer to look, he was shocked. It was an alien, which was probably no longer alive. He didn't think it was safe to go close, so he examined it from a distance and then left. I guess it didn't survive because of some wild animal there. Roadblock. A worker was on his way to the site in the woods when a local stopped him and told him not to go. The local said he had heard unusual noises there at night, but the worker ignored the warning. When he arrived at the site, he saw something that shocked him. An alien was sitting on the site in a weird way. It seemed like it didn't want any construction to happen there. The worker quickly ran away, and after a while, he returned with his colleagues. But by then, there was nothing. Maybe the alien went deeper into the woods, but was never seen again. Uninvited guest. Back in 2011, in a village in Peru, a farmer heard strange noises coming from his yard. Worried that a wolf might attack his cattle, he quickly went outside to check. But what he saw there was completely the opposite of what he expected. A group of aliens were standing there as if they were about to take over everything. This scene was no less than something from a sci-fi movie that the man was experiencing live at that moment. He quickly ran inside in fear, but after some time, when he looked again, there was nothing. Maybe they had just come for some kind of observation and then left. Scary remains. A woodcutter was doing his routine work in the woods when, suddenly, he saw something unusual. At first, he thought he had found a wild animal's remains, but when he looked closely, he was terrified. It was a creepy carcass, which surely didn't belong to any normal animal or human. He cautiously looked and realized that it was the carcass of some extraterrestrial being, with no body parts intact. It looked like a wild animal had severely attacked it the last time. Frightened, the woodcutter quickly left and never returned to that spot again. Trail capture. Back in 2018, in a small town in Utah, a trail camera in the woods captured something that left all the locals confused. In this, it could clearly be seen that a head was coming out from behind a tree, and it was not a normal animal, but an alien. It seemed like it had come there while hiding from everyone, and was trying to move forward without being noticed. Surprisingly, no one knows where it went from there, but everyone understood one thing for sure, that aliens are with us on this planet. Scariest alien. Back in 2021, a tourist secretly entered a closed-site museum in Peru, where locals were not allowed. At first, he found nothing unusual, but then he saw a wooden box, and when he looked inside, he was shocked. There was an alien corpse that was too weird because it had vampire-like teeth, and its mouth was open. It looked like the vampire had troubled people hundreds of years ago, and after a long struggle, someone ended its life. But the fact that it's still secretly kept here is a mystery in itself. Another world visitor. A local's doorbell rang in the middle of the night in a small town in Mexico. When he looked through his Ring camera, he couldn't believe his eyes for a while. It was an alien that had somehow wandered and ended up at his door. It stayed there for a while and was probably harmless, but the man got scared and didn't go outside. After a while, it disappeared from there and was never seen again. He believes it was taken by the authorities. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. UFO. While everyone in Spain was preparing for their local festival, something unusual appeared in the sky. At first, everyone thought someone was flying a drone, but then the object started glowing, and everyone realized it was a UFO. Everyone was shocked and started recording it on their phones. It stayed in the sky for a long time, as if it was observing, and then it disappeared into the sky. No one had any idea why it had come here, but who knows? Maybe we'll see such an appearance of aliens in the near future. Unusual sighting. While flying from Texas to Las Vegas, a man was enjoying the beautiful view outside the window when he noticed something unusual. In front of him was a cloud with a strange appearance, moving differently from all the other clouds. It seemed like something was hidden inside it, probably a disc-shaped UFO with aliens, quietly observing everything. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. UFO landing. What I'm about to show you might look like a scene from a sci-fi movie. A group of friends were exploring the woods in Italy when they heard a strange and loud noise, like the sound of a plane landing. They quickly ran towards the sound, and then suddenly, in front of them, was something that was hard for them to believe. There was a huge UFO that was almost about to land. Seeing this, one friend nervously approached it and began observing it closely, which was a risky call, I would say. It looked like the aliens would come out of it, but before that could happen, the friends left and never went back there again. Unexpected discovery. A group of archaeologists was exploring a cave in Israel, hoping to find ancient tools, but what they found was completely the opposite of what they expected. They found a strange-shaped artifact with an alien figure on it. This artifact made them believe that aliens were somehow linked to ancient civilizations. Perhaps they lived with them or played a role in their lives, which is why the civilization created this artifact for them. Maybe, after the discovery of dinosaurs, the next big discovery archaeologists will make could be alien artifacts. Triangular UFO. A man was going hiking in the mountains of Utah, but then he saw something unusual in the sky. At first, he thought it was a drone, but when he looked closely, he realized it was a triangle-shaped UFO. Now, it was unclear whether the UFO was just observing the mountains, or if there could be an alien secret base there. The man didn't think it was safe to stay there, so he left, which I would say was the right decision. Mysterious artifact. Now, artifacts are being found that suggest aliens have been coming to this world for many years. Something similar happened to a man who went into the woods for camping. There, he made a discovery that changed many people's beliefs. An artifact that seemed strange, but it revealed a lot of information. Its shape was like an alien's head, with eyes and a scary mouth. There were carvings of aliens on it, which possibly hinted at their role in an ancient civilization from thousands of years ago. In ancient times, when technology wasn't that advanced, who knows? Maybe they really visited parts of the world back then. Mysterious artifact. What I'm about to show you might change many of your beliefs about certain things. An archaeologist was researching ancient civilizations in Egypt when he found a strange artifact. He took it with him, and when he carefully observed it, he was shocked. It was an alien artifact, with something bulb-shaped in its hands, and a pyramid-shaped object attached to its back. There were different types of carvings on it, which were difficult to understand. He understood that aliens must have played a role in the construction of the pyramids, but he couldn't figure out what the bulb-like thing was, or what it meant. It might never be known. Sky Mystery. Back in 2009, locals in Ankara, Turkey, saw something in the sky that was hard for them to believe. A strange flying object appeared, and they had no idea what it was. It seemed like it was a spaceship from another universe, observing the entire city. Seeing all this, the locals were worried. But then, the object disappeared somewhere in the sky and was never seen again. After all this, some people believed it was a sign that something bad was going to happen in the city. But luckily, nothing like that occurred. Another secret. Another video was shared from an unknown source on the same social sites, in which a group of doctors could clearly be seen performing a surgery on an alien. Luckily, the location and time were mentioned, showing that this took place in Peru in 1987. It looked like an experiment or operation had been performed on its eyes. People were quite puzzled about it and were giving different opinions. Some believed that it must have arrived on Earth in a wounded state, and the doctors were just helping it, while others believed it accidentally came to Earth, and then authorities caught it and started performing experiments on it. Whatever the truth may be, it remains a mystery why the Peruvian government never publicly revealed it. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. A group of scientists received information from an unknown source that there had been alien sightings reported in the woods of Dallas, Texas. They conducted a long search operation there, and after a while, they actually found an alien being. However, it was in a poor condition, almost as if it were in its final stages. They quickly took it to their lab and did their best to recover it, continuing their efforts tirelessly. Unfortunately, it didn't survive, and then they kept its body for their experiments. What they will do with its body, we might never know.